So I thought I would try something a little bit different for our 10 minutes of trusting this week. I'm going to do some stitching, some slow stitching. So I could use my machine for this, and actually it would probably look a lot better with machine stitching. But I wanted to slow right down and have time just to think about what I was praying as I was making this piece. So I have a photo here. This is me and my little family. And my time today is going to be spent praying for them, for us as a family. Although you could use the same idea to pray for anyone or anything. And the inspiration for this piece comes from Psalm 84, verses 3-4. Even the sparrow has found a home, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may have her young, a place near your altar. And I love the idea of our home being a place near to the altar. So a place in the Holy of Holies, a place of contact between heaven and earth, a place of safety in God's presence. And so that's what I was thinking about. Now you can see I'm getting ready some different bits of paper and fabric, and I'm literally using the process, the slowness of this process to help me to slow down and think about these things, to think about God's protection. So the nest, I guess, for me, our nest is made up of various things: our home, our the literal fabric of our home, plus all our belongings, the things that we need, our food, our warmth, our financial provision that God has given us, and we thank God for that. So I'm thinking to start with about those things that make up our nest, and I'm thanking God for each of them as I'm sewing on different bits of paper. One of the scraps of paper is a map, which is nice. This is Acts 17 verse 26. He set the times and places where they should live. So God has decided, it's no accident that we live where we live. That's part of God's decision for our lives. And I'm thanking God that He is in charge, that He's in charge of my life, and He's made good decisions for us. And His intention is to bless us and provide for us. He is for us. He's a good, good Father. You can use any coloured thread you like. But I wanted to choose a red thread. I didn't have a bright red, but this is a kind of deep red colour, burgundy type colour, because I'm thinking also about Jesus. And it says in Colossians 1 verse 17, He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. That's a favourite verse of mine, that everything holds together in Christ. So I chose red for Jesus's blood because that is our ultimate protection, our ultimate place of safety, our home, really. It shields us from the enemy and from our sin and from the consequences of our sin. And all good things flow from that, flow from Jesus. We're completely dependent on Him, like a baby bird is completely dependent on its mother for all the provision that it needs. It's food and warmth and care and teaching it how to fly, everything that baby bird needs. It's dependent on its mummy for. So I love the way we have this thread of Jesus's blood holding together my nest. And I'm not using any special stitch here. I'm using a very basic running stitch for the most part. Occasionally I'm doing a little cross if I feel like it. But if you're not into sewing, don't let that put you off having a go. I'd never tried this before, but it was a really special time with God, and I felt around halfway through my whole body relaxed and my breathing slowed down in time with the stitching, and it felt like a lovely way to meditate on these things. So, as well as the different bits of fabric and paper that I've sewn on, I'm now going through my stash of words that I have collected from various old books and magazines and greetings cards and little phrases that I think might be useful, or the odd word that has stood out to me. I've cut it out, and I'm now going through that and pulling out the ones that seem to be relevant for the prayers I've been praying. And I'm going to sew on these words, and I'm praying through those too. So this one is well chosen, and I think I did choose well when I chose my husband. He's such a blessing to me, but really it's God who chooses the parts of our lives. I like to think that I'm in charge, but actually when I think about it, it's God who sets us up, isn't it? He guides us in these things. So God has chosen Nick and I for each other as a married couple. He's also chosen me to be the mother of Sophia and Chloe, my two girls. That's not an accident. He chose me to be their mum, which is just an amazing privilege, isn't it? And he's chosen where we live, like I was talking about, the communities and friends that we have. So that's why I wanted to put the words well chosen on there. I was agreeing with God's choices for me in my life. And sometimes we might feel that we would want things differently. We might want a bigger house if we were able to choose any house in the world, or we might want to live somewhere in sunnier climates, or we might have these desires for ourselves, but God knows what's best. And I sewed on the words "at the moment" because not only are his choices correct, but his timing is perfect as well. I'm now sewing on hope, because we all need a bit of that, I think, at the moment. We need to feel positive about the future. And I'm saying on perfect. So this doesn't mean, because I'm saying on perfect, it does not in any way mean that we are a perfect family. Far from it. But it is talking about God's perfection. God is perfect in all of his ways to us. And I'm sewing on the little tag that says Nick and Jenna as well. I'm praying for us and thanking God for our marriage as I do that. So you could have a go and make a little prayer nest around anyone who you wanted to pray for, or you could use a map of your local area and pray for your town. You don't have to use a photograph. You could use any image that represents a person or situation that you wanted to pray for. So you could leave this just as it is and maybe stick it up somewhere to remind you to pray, or you could stick it in your art journal on a mixed media background of some kind. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done that already, and I will see you next Tuesday. God bless. Bye.